Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So time to have a look at the updated Ines build for episode 4. With this episode, Ines got 2 new Transcendent modules, 1 new trigger module and some adjustments to her passive. The result is she is much better at single target damage. She is still excellent at mobbing, that hasn't changed, but now she can handle the bosses, the tyrants, the commanders quite comfortably as well. So in this first video, I'll focus on the existing Time of the Hunting Hounds Transcendent module. I'll make videos for the newer modules later on, but I'm using this one first because we have data of this module. We have been using this for over a year, and we can have a direct comparison of this new Ines with the old Ines. Now, the old Ines struggled against harder enemies, especially if there were not too many weaker enemies nearby. So places like the Forbidden Sanctuary was very difficult with Ines. I remember taking Ines with the Shadow and just about clearing it in 6 minutes. Meanwhile, people like Freyna were clearing it in 4.5 minutes. So now you'll see the difference. I'll leave you with footage towards the end. So this is the same Time of the Hunting House module, just adjusted for the newer changes. So first up, let's have a chat about the passive. Now, fundamentally, things haven't changed too much here. Previously, you used to get crit rate increased with MP up to 600. Now you get up to 800. So you get more crit rate if you can get your MP as close to 800 as you can. You also recover some MP when you hit an enemy with your skills, when you land a critical hit and the enemy is already inflicted with the conductor status. And then when you hit an enemy with a firearm and land a critical hit with the conductor status, you trigger the dark current. Dark current still works more or less the same. In the patch notes, they said that it'll depend on the enemy's defense. However, I don't see that happening. You still do a lot of damage. So basically, simple thing here is try to put as much MP as you can if you aren't already doing that. Very simple. Now, on to the build. I'll explain how the current bonding trigger module works as well. First, let's flesh out the build. So we have the usual electric, focus on tech. Okay, standard stuff here. Then what we do is we put the crit modules. We put the MP modules first because now we can scale the crit with the MP, so we don't need to worry about the insight. So first up, we will put enlightenment. Okay, this will add some MP, and there's another module called HP conversion. So this will reduce your HP by 50%, but it'll give you 20% MP. Now this will make her squishy, but in my testing, it did not seem to be much of an issue because I was using different external component sets. So we are not going to use the bravery because that will just make her too squishy. And so I wasn't really having issues in places like the Forbidden Sanctuary or the Legion Lab. So not the Legion Lab, the underwater base. So we'll use this and try to get as much MP as possible. So, and crit rate. So we had 744 already, and I haven't even put the Ancestors module. We look at our crit rate, we are at 63% already. Now what we'll do is we'll add the crit modules. So first up, we will add the emergency measures. We will add the front lines, and we will add the skill concentration. Now, normally we would add skill insight as well. But if you look now, we're already at 100%. Because of the extra MP and some more crit rate from these two, we don't really need insight over here. Okay, so what we are going to do next is we are going to add our usual cooldown modules. So we have nimble fingers and we have MP conversion. Next, we want range. So we got skill expansion, and that is your base build ready. Now we want Ancestors module. Now the ideal setup for the Ancestors module would be crit damage, max MP as much as you can. And if you can get cooldown, we can drop the focus on tech because the tech modifier isn't very useful. We are mostly using this for the cooldown. So let's look at the Ancestors module and see what I have. I don't really have the perfect one, like I mentioned. So you can see this one has MP and crit rate. We want crit damage. This one has MP, crit damage, and those are the two things we don't have cooldown. We have a negative electric power, but this is as close as we have. So I'll use this one here. And ideally, like I said, cooldown would be the third option. The harmless negative can be something like duration, for example. So if we put this, now we have the build ready with the crit damage, extra MP, and all of that. So the result with all of this is we are at 785 MP. And yeah, that is your build ready for Ines. Now, the current bonding. Again, very simple, straightforward. The way this works is you use a normal AoE type skill to inflict the current bonding on a commander, tyrant, or colossus. So if you see here, you'll do additional damage to these guys. When you apply a normal AoE type skill, which is the second skill, you can see it is highlighted in red, the lightning conductor. Skill 3 is not, skill 4 is not. So only the second skill with this setup is the normal AoE type skill. So you apply this, and then what you do is you use tracking projectile, which is the first skill. So first use normal AoE to put the current bonding, and then you use the tracking projectile. This will hit the enemy. It will increase the electric damage. It will also grant Ines the electric snare stacks. You can get 5 stacks, which will also increase the electric power. So in practice, what you have to do is use the second skill. The current bonding will look like a circle, like a ring on the pyromaniac, and also for Ines it will be in green. So you can see here, that is the current bonding. If you go beyond 40 meters, it'll disappear. And there you go. Come back here and you apply this with the second skill, and now you use the first skill and you do damage to the colossus. This is a standard pyromaniac, so I've put invincibility, otherwise he'll be dead in 2 seconds. So yeah, so this is how you will do that. Now I'll just step back to show you how much more electric power you get. So let's just wait for all these statuses to go away. Normally I think I have about 73% or something electric power. So if you look here, 74.7% electric power. Now we are getting extra electric power from the current bonding as well as from the E-Buster we are holding in our hand. So first use the second skill to put current bonding, and use the first skill to build up the stacks, both for your E-Buster and also from the other thing. Okay, so now if we look, we are at 193% electric power. So that is how much extra electric power we are getting with both those things. So yeah, so that is basically how current bonding works. Very simple. Second skill to put the current bonding, stay within range, and then use the tracking projectile, which is your first skill, the floating lightning, and that will build up the stacks. So yeah, so that is your standard Ines build, and for the time of the hunting hounds. For the external components, we are using 2 pieces of the circulation set, the auxiliary power and the memory, because this gives us 28 MP, and also because this one has HP and this one has defense. And then for the other 2 pieces, I'm using the hunter pieces. This one has defense and this one has HP, and these also give you 4% cooldown. Now I'm using this because I don't have cooldown on my ancestors module. If I had like a lot of cooldown on my ancestors module, then I could comfortably drop these 2 and go with the plague set, for example, because plague set has HP on all 4 components and will also give us more tech power. So will be handy for Ines as well. So if you have cooldown, go with the plague pieces for these 2. Otherwise, you can use the hunter pieces. For the arcade tuning, I'm using a simple setup here. So skill power, MP recovery, out of combat, skill nodes in the middle, range, extra range will give you more bounces of your first skill. More MP through the middle, cooldown, the 3 crit damage nodes. We already have 100% crit rate. And then try to get the MP here, the enhanced purple one, and also this one here. And then get the skill power, go and take the electric chain catalyst. So we are trying to maximize the MP as much as we can. So I'm at 785, which is very close to the max. If I had a little more on the ancestors module, we might hit 800. The HP, as you can see, is 7,107, which is not ideal, but I was actually not struggling with this. So give it a try. And like I said, if you find this too squishy, you can drop this one. You lose some MP, but you can also go with something like, there's another mod called Agony. Agony, where is it? Agony. So Agony gives you 8.5% MP and 38.5% FS. So that 785 goes down to about 730, which is still not bad. So you could try this and your HP will go up to 9,000 almost. And if you're using the plague pieces, you might actually have a little more HP there as well. But this wasn't really causing an issue for me, the HP conversion. So I'm going to use that here. So yeah, so that is basically the build. You can go with the MP fellow or the HP fellow if you want. For the E-Buster, again, it's mostly a stat stick, so don't worry too much about building it. You can have a look at the setup I have here. You can put sprint speed instead of fire rate. I already have two, so you don't really need the third one as well. But yeah, you can use something like this if you wanted to build this one. Like I said, it's still just a stat stick. You can still also use the Secret Garden. Again, stat stick, this will give you more tech. Will give you more pest control if you're using the tech skills. For the inversion reinforcement, at the moment, I haven't even fully finished this. So this is also more or less optional. But you can go with something like the spatial dominance or focus boost. Recovery, you can take the selective cellular stimulation. Or if you want more MP, you can go with selective neurostimulation. And then I'm just using the extended frenzy, which is the seasonal perk for the new frenzied locomotive weapon as well. And yeah, that is it for Ines. I'll work on the other builds and other modules after I've done a little more testing, but the builds will be fairly similar with some minor adjustments here and there. So yeah, so that is Ines. I'll leave you with the footage of the Forbidden Sanctuary because I'm really impressed by how fast I was able to clear that. And it was my first attempt as well. The footage you are seeing, that is the first attempt with this new Ines in this new season. So I was surprised how fast she is in the Forbidden Sanctuary and also in the underwater base dungeon. That's it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Initiating the underwater base search operation, Descendant. Multiple Vulgus signals detected in the operation zone. Proceed with caution.
This is awesome. Let's end this. There's no getting away.
Entrance security disarmed. Descendant, proceed inside.
This is where it ends. This is going to sting a little.
Descendant, destroy the device up ahead. Multiple Vulgus approaching from the front. Neutralize them.
Eliminate. Take this. Give up. Keep trying. Don't you dare run away.
We're detecting multiple Vulgus signals.
This is going to hurt. Eliminating. This is awesome. Damn it. This is where it ends. You can't escape.
You need to use your hover bike from here on out. Descendant, massive energy signal detected inside the laboratory. Be careful. Operation complete. Great job, Descendant.
Give up. This is awesome, huh?